Mariela, I have really learnt a lot in my journey, but I'm still like really new to this whole process. I would love you to share with all the women listening, like your experience with investing. Like, what are you investing in, and how is that going for you? What are the lessons you've kind of learned for yourself based on, a bit of trial and error or failure here and there? And what are you proud of achieving so far?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love this question because right now I feel like I am in a spring season of my life where the seeds have been planted, the investments have been planting, and they're all starting to sprout. So I think my investing journey really started with, first of all, I will start by saying that I didn't know that I had this entrepreneurial spirit until like the traditional work life was just not working for me. So naturally, I started looking into other avenues of acquiring wealth. What do I like? What's easy to me? I just kind of let my soul, my spirit lead me towards the things that I found interesting. And the first thing that I found was real estate. And I was like, okay, I see so much value and potential in having a property. And so I sought that out. I was looking in my area. I was looking literally in all parts of the world. And I learned so much through that extensive research because my first investment is actually there is a tiny house resort in Zion. And I was actually aiming for like a duplex or a triplex or even like a studio, something small to invest into. But all in divine timing, because I actually stumbled across this tiny house resort in Zion. And so that is one that I'm currently working on right now. I am on the waiting list to have my built out, basically built. And so that's one right now that I have basically working for me. I have the down payment in, I know what I want it to look like, and it's in this gorgeous place. So real estate, like I'm going to have that tiny check mark right there with that one. And then another one that I'm working on right now is trading. I have my EA set up and I'm seeing honestly like such amazing results. I've only been live for, I'm going on like a month and a half now, but in my first month, my EA did over 15%. So I started off with, I think it was $1,200. Yes, it was $1,200. And the profits that it made in 1 month was like 205, 215, something like that. So I was like, wow, like this money sitting in my bank account wouldn't have grown by a dime. Yet here it is. It grew over 15%, which I was so amazed. And I'm seeing just so much
That's
potential in that. I'm
amazing.
just like, yes. And what's amazing is that like the bigger your account grows, the more it's able to generate. So like the potentials
Yeah.
are so endless. And I
Also,
know
and just
like a bunch of,
explain to everyone what EA is. So, what is an
oh yeah, yeah.
EA? Yeah.
Yeah, so the term is expert advisor, but that's just a fancy term for a trading bot. Some people
Yeah.
call them trading bots. Some people call them algos,
Yeah.
and the company that
Automated
I'm with
training
calls it,
system. Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But the company that we're with calls it expert advisors, which kind of throws some people off because it kind of sounds like it's an actual person that is
Yeah.
advising you on how to manage your finances. But
Yeah.
so I try to explain that to people. But
Awesome.
yeah, that's what an EA is. And then recently, thanks to the group that I'm with, the group of women with Freedom Fund Co., I recently started investing into crypto. And that is
Oh, I
something that I
love
knew
this.
nothing about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something I knew nothing about. And it's all about the people you know, right? Because one of the
Mm.
girls in the group, Jasmine, she basically told us about this opportunity, this coin that was launching, and it's actually Metaspace. And
Mm.
yeah, and so thanks to her, we got into the whitelist. I guess actually it's called the pink list, I think. Pink list or whitelist, one of those terms. I'm
Feels
still
so
so new
new.
to
I
it.
know nothing about
Yeah,
crypto. But
yeah,
I've seen a
same.
little bit
Neither did I.
on the feeds. Yeah. So yeah. So you got
Yeah,
in as it was
and you,
launching.
yes,
And so
yeah,
what was
as
that
it was
like?
launching.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. It's actually it was so amazing because I had been affirming, I work a lot with affirmations. And so I had been affirming prosperity is my birthright, prosperity is my birthright. And as it is to, you know, every human. And literally, like the next morning, I wake up to this opportunity and I'm just like, what? Like, this is crazy. But point being is that we got into the whitelist or pink list, whatever term it is. And so that is when you get in before it launches. And so I got to get in at a really good price. And I saw, I think it was the next day actually, where the price jumped because it had officially launched. And I saw literally like massive growth. And I was like, what? Like, I had only originally invested just 300 US dollars. And by the next day, I had 5,000 US dollars. So that really opened my mind to, yeah, that really opened my mind to crypto. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how have I missed out on this my whole life? And I think I kind of stopped myself in a way because I was always like, okay, it's too complicated. One day I'll do it. One day I'll do it. And then that one day finally came and I had to scramble to put everything together all in like one night. So yeah, crypto's another one. And then just trading, learning how to manually trade. That is just an investment in myself. I see so much potential in that too. Like seriously, so much potential. And
so
yeah, so I guess those are like
manually trading in like Forex, or what sort of platform or market are you investing in?
Yeah. So I am learning to trade in the Forex market. And I'm taking a course on it, and as well, I am also learning on the AP platform, on the Avoria Prime platform. We have some amazing profitable educators. And so I'm learning through the platform, and also I'm just getting some external education. And it's amazing, honestly. It's really just not as hard as it seems. Of course, it's easier said than done, but like, can anyone do it? Absolutely, anyone can do it. So yeah, those are like some of the things I've been getting my feet into, and they've been very successful, and they're so far so good.
Oh, amazing. Because I do speak to women who are, there's actually a lot of women out there who are wanting to get into crypto, and they're like, you know, if you know how to invest in crypto, can you tell me? Because I've heard about it, or I've got some Bitcoin or whatever, and they just invest a bit and then they sit on it. Or they've always wanted to know how to. They're like, hello, can somebody help me? I don't know where to put my money. I don't know how to do this. And I think it's so powerful having a community that can show you how. And I love the fact that you can, you know, trial it out first. You can learn some of the trading terms. You can like upskill yourself in this new realm before you actually dive in with your own money. And I've also been on some of the training, and I'm looking at, you know, I guess the graphs and how they've set up indicators and things, and they're making it really easy for people who aren't traders to see the trend and to sort of kind of, there's a new platform coming out too that's, you know, like green or red. So it's pretty basic, you know, once you get to know their, the way it works, like the signals are kind of obvious for you so that you can, you know, make better informed decisions on your trading. So thank you. That's incredible. What an amazing, like, quick learning curve for you in just a short amount of time. And I really, really do love the fact you're starting to share a lot more about investing on your Instagram account. You know, I'm looking at your feeds and your reels and thinking, this is amazing. Absolutely love women. It's pretty scary getting out there and starting to do reels and, you know, just really showing up in a different way for a completely new network. And it is, I can tell you, like, I coach my clients in how to show up for their business online, and reels is without a doubt the most leveraged way that you can use your time. It's like, show up, the algorithm will push you out. If you just practice, you get really good at having really engaging reels, and then they just go like crazy. And so, you know, earlier in the year when I was launching my business into a new area, I was investing in doing 1 reel a day. And I can say that even over Christmas, when I took a break, I looked at my account and I was like, oh my God, it's still growing, you know? So that's the power of, like you were saying, sowing the seed, putting the work in, you know, setting up your business systems so that you can share this knowledge. So you're not just keeping it for yourself, but you're starting to, you know, show up and attract people to you. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So yeah, good on you. I think it's a good, you know, start for your brand, for your business, for you, you know, sharing the message and starting them to start thinking about doing it for themselves.
Yeah, and that's really my goal when I set out to share these things. Like my goal isn't to just learn all this information and keep it to myself. Like it's fulfilling putting others on. It's fulfilling showing other women that, like, please get into this. Like, I promise you can do it, and I will show you, you know, like I will hold your hand and show you, because I know what it's like to be helped, and I know what it's like to feel so bad like you need help. And so my goal, my intention is really to just be that person for someone else, because I just believe that this is an abundant universe and we can all win. We can all eat. And I don't know, like, knowledge is power, but I think it's so much more powerful when you're sharing your knowledge, when you're showing others. And yeah, I think that's really what motivates me to show up on Instagram and create reels. Like you said, reels has so much potential. And yeah, like you're saying that you saw, like you witnessed it with your own account. Like I'm seeing the same thing, and I love it. Like, and the crazy thing is that it's free. Like it's free to show up and create reels. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have to, I guess, be willing. And then that goes back to like how bad do you want to help others? Because if you do, then you're gonna get on there and you're gonna make some reels to share your message.
You really do have to
Right?
step beyond that fear and that playing small and that, I guess, old part of you, and really just take on a new essence of, you know, what does a 7-figure business woman do? And I can tell you, I've invested in coaching with 7-figure women, and they're on podcasts, they're on reels, they're on multiple platforms, they are having, like, their whole calendars are booked with calls. So they're in full income producing activity, which is, you know, connection, conversation, you know, sharing the opportunity, very, very business focused. When you look at the early, you know, startup entrepreneur, her mindset is, and I love talking about this because for me, this is like the wealth ascension, where when you're first starting out, it's very much holding it to yourself, trying to learn it and be perfect before you share anything. And then just be too worried about judgment. And I think when you can get past that and just know, doesn't matter what other people think, you're confident in yourself and what you're doing is amazing and you're getting a lot out of it, then you ascend to that next level where you're like, starting to play with your energy, starting to get more out of your day, starting to look at activities that grow more quickly, like I talk of reels and podcasting and sharing your message with a bigger audience, you know, maybe even running your own challenge or group or Facebook or whatever it is. And that's when you like ascend to that next level where you're starting to like take on this leadership role and you're starting to really be a voice for others. And that's a powerful space. And I think that's when your vibration and, you know, you're working on your rituals and working on like these income producing activities and getting out there, that's when you start momentum. And that's when the universe is like, she's on it, give her more. She's saying yes.
Pass the test. She's doing all the things. And then, I love that. And then just things just literally just start. It's like watching magic happen. It's literally like it's alchemy. And I was actually going to point that out earlier. I was going to say, like, stepping into entrepreneurship and stepping into this realm is, and I've said this so many times before, it's you're doing shadow work at the same time, because you are working on things that you've been scared of, and then you're overcoming that, and then you gain confidence, and then here's the next block. Now you have to learn how to edit. Now you have to learn how to run a podcast. And you, like you said, you're literally just ascending step by step by step by step by step. And day to day, it may not seem like much. I know I've said to myself before, like, oh man, like, did I do anything? Really, like, all I did was like create a reel and like talk to people. But really, like, energetically, there is so much that you did in the day. And so, just going back to your point, you are
Yeah.
ascending inch
Yeah.
by inch by inch until until your vibration is just so high that you're magnetizing absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I think it is definitely the true successful entrepreneur is someone who knows how to basically like almost cheat time or really truly align with the universe. Because I've had moments where I feel frustrated and I know I'm triggered and I know I've got to do some work on myself. And rather than being, I guess, frozen or stuck, I go, okay, what is it I need to do? Do I need to address something like financially? Do I need to go out to my clients and say, hey, you know, the money's not flowing, what's going on? Or reach out and set boundaries, or maybe owning up to the fact that I haven't been doing the actions that I need to do to bring the money in.
Yeah.
And then I go out and also look at, what am I doing that I can systemize? Because honestly, when I started, whatever I do 120%, right? So I know my personality is run and plan later, which is very unusual for an accountant to be, which is why I'm truly an entrepreneur. I don't know why I went down the chartered accounting well, but I knew from really young that I wanted to know about money. That's how the world goes around. And I didn't receive that education at home. So I was going to self-educate. And that's what I did. I just went on this big journey of educating myself in money, wealth, finances, business, all that sort of stuff. And
got it.
Yeah. And I can see that a woman who's taken that knowledge, or who is looking at their business like a corporation, who is setting in place systems so that it makes it easier for you next time. Like with my podcast, I was saying, like, I do everything 120%. So I don't just interview one person a month. I'm interviewing one person a day and launching a whole series. And that's how I operate. I love operating on the energy. And I just look at, okay, I'm going to do a blitz on something, get all the systems together, blitz it. And then what's the next project? Because for me, that's the energy I love to work with. And
I resonate.
Yeah. And I can say,
I totally resonate.
Yeah, so good. It is such a relief. This time round, because I set up all my podcast systems last series. So this time around is so easy because I've already done that work. So this is why I want to inspire more women to sort of think about their energy and their systems in their business, because once you do the work once, it's so much easier to run faster, to do it again, to take on more and do multiple projects at the same time. And yeah, that's truly the ascension once you've like ascended different levels. And I can say a lot of it's that personal development, like you were talking about, is that self and spiritual ascension before the money catches up with you.
Yes. And that makes so much sense, right? Like, how is the money supposed to catch up? Like, you need to elevate a little bit more so that you can be in direct vibration and indirect frequency with the things that you want. It's like, it's like, here's where you are, but here's what you want. Like, you need to ascend just a little bit higher so you can be in complete alignment. Yeah. And I love what you said about just how you flow, how you work, because the more I talk to people, the more I realize that there's a group of people that are like this. Like, their best work is done with the momentum that they feel. So sometimes for me, I'm just like you. So sometimes for me, like, even though I have a to-do list of how my day is supposed to go, I always just tune in to how I feel, like what's going to bring me the most joy. And these are all income producing activities. So it's not like I'm saying, well, eating ice cream is going to bring me joy. Like
Yeah.
they're all producing activities. So I always just kind of let my intuition guide me. And
Love
whenever I do, every single time that that's when I'm in the zone. That's when I create. That's when
it.
I
Mm,
think about other things. It's just,
mm.
I don't know. It's just taking advantage of that moment when the door to flow is opened, and
Yes.
just literally just everything just comes out so naturally. Way better
No.
than it probably would have been if you had planned to do one podcast a day or
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
or sorry, I meant
I
one
definitely
podcast
feel that.
a week.
I think if you're like receiving that divine guidance and you're being led, I don't know if you've read the book Big Magic, but that's just
I
changed
haven't.
my whole thought process around it's all about like receiving a thought and an inspiration. And if you don't act on it, if
Mm,
you put it off and you say, I'll do that next week, and then you sit down next week
yeah,
and go, how was that thought? It's just harder, or it's left you.
yeah.
So it's basically
It's
sort of
left you, yeah.
letting you know that there's this like divine guidance and it's
Mm-hmm.
chosen you for a reason. And if you don't, the universe
Yeah,
loves action, loves the fast flow. So if you just act, even if it's not perfect, then you're saying
mm-hmm.
yes, more of that. But if you put it off and you stop it and you come back to
Mm-hmm.
it, it's gone. Like you're never going to have that again.
Yeah.
So this is where I always follow, like whenever I'm in partnership or I'm looking for a new collaboration or I'm looking for a new way to launch my business to new audiences, I'm always like checking in with myself, with my intuition, with like, okay, how am I feeling towards this? Is it like, yes, go all full steam ahead? Is
Mm-hmm.
it easy? Is it flow? Or is it hard work?
Yeah. That's super
Especially when you
powerful.
when you're looking at different options for yourself.
Yeah.
And you can get into partnerships and arrangements that are just hard work, and if you're
Mm-hmm.
just honest with yourself, you can pull out of those and stop that, what I call like energy releasing, and
Yeah.
really, like you're saying, being more invested in managing your energy daily and getting the most out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. And I love that concept that you spoke about. I heavily believe in that because I know that there's been times where I get inspiration to do something, or like a download, like, oh, maybe I should work on this instead. And there's been times where I haven't done that because my mind is like, no, you
Mm.
have a to-do list. And then the bus leaves me, like,
Yeah.
and controversially too, like there's been times where I do listen and I do go into the zone, and it's just another world, it's another feeling. You're like beyond time and space, where you're able to just
Mm.
naturally and organically create and speak and all of these things. I love that concept. I think, yeah, it rings so true, so true.
Oh, incredible. I love it. I could talk about this all day long. But I just want to say there's lots of episodes so that we can catch up and share some more, I'm sure. But
Yay.
thank you. I think this has been incredible. It's been such an amazing, deep dive into the mindset of what it takes to, try something new with your money. Looking at different ways of
Hmm.
investing, like you're looking at property, you're looking at, crypto, you're investing, you're manually trading, which is a huge, learning curve. And then automation, using systems to automate,
Yeah.
multiplying your money, compounding it. And I think that's incredible. I think if anyone who is listening to this is thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't started now, then you don't have to know it all to jump in and just get started.
Hmm.
Like, honestly, once you say yes, the
Yeah.
resources, the support, everything will be provided to you, because the universe is
Yeah.
listening and going, yes, she's ready. She's taken the first step. Great.
Yeah.
More to come. And so that's why I
Yeah.
always like to check in with myself. Is it scary? Great. But is it fight or flight, or is
Mm.
it like I'm expanding my comfort zone? Am I
Yeah.
trying something new for the benefit of my future? Yes. Well, then do it.
Yeah.
And I think more of us need to be leaning into that fear and leaning into trying something new, because, you know,
Yeah.
I guess you never know unless you try. So I think
Yeah,
it's
I
amazing.
so agree.
Sharing your story with other women. I think it's really great to hear what your thoughts were, you know, your experience with trading. I love the fact that you've, you know, jumped in and got some amazing success with the crypto launch. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the future. I think the more we learn, the more confidence we'll gain. And then the more, like you're doing, sharing online, sharing, investing for women, because honestly, wealth, I believe wealth is our birthright. And I think
Yeah.
women have been just about caged out of this world for so long, that these old paradigms, these old stories of like, I can't have this. I'll leave it to the
We're
men. I'll leave it to
breaking those.
my husband, or I can't earn more than my partner. Come up. So yeah. So thank you.
Of course. Yeah, it's been a pleasure coming here and speaking with you. Literally, like you said, when you choose to do something, the doors will open, and all in divine timing. Like I'm so happy to have been able to come here and share my story. Thank you so much for having me. It's
It's been
just so
amazing.
crazy the way that the universe works when you say yes.
Yes.
Like it's really wild, and I hope that if there's anyone listening that has been thinking about doing a certain thing for a while, like I will say that it's supposed to feel a little bit scary. And I also think that fear is really just excitement in disguise sometimes. So yeah, I truly feel I truly do think that. And so yeah, like if there's anyone listening that has been thinking about doing something but you're a little bit scared, just know that you can transmute that fear into courage. You can transmute that into excitement, and slowly but surely, like all will start to unfold and just pan out, and literally magic will just happen right in front of your eyes. Thank you so much for
That's
having me, Kerry.
beautiful.